Greetings, everybody! T-Prower once again. Up until Season 7, Big Macintosh had been shipped with several eligible mares, including Fluttershy, Marble Pie, and Cheerilee. Until that time, Cheerimac was the one that seemed to be setting up for something, as after Hearts and Hooves Day, we'd get little subtle hints the two might be seeing each other. However, as Sweetie Belle pointed out, that was first brought about because of a love potion, so it doesn't really count as a first crush. And then, a multi-ship sinker was deployed, as Big Mac officially hooked up with none other than Sugar Belle, with some help and hindrance from the Cutie Mark Crusaders. I may have followed Cheermac for a while, but I'm all for Sugar Mac now, as the two are quite an adorable match for each other. But now, we're about to see the relationship being put to the test, as this time, Spike and Discord either help or hinder Mac when he believes Sugar Belle no longer wants to be with him. Without further ado, let's jump right into Season 8, Episode 10, The Breakup Breakdown. Let's get to it! Hello, Big Mac. A watched oven never bakes.
You said it, Big Mac. This
Hi,
is
Spike.
taking forever. I know it's wrong to cut corners when it comes to gifts from the heart, but this is an emergency, right?
An emergency of
Discord,
love.
a little help! Discord!
Let me give it a try, little buddy. Paging Discord, Lord of Chaos, your awesome presence is requested. Your guys and I bros are in a pickle. To Sweet Apple Acres, stat. Well, I've done all I can do.
Yeah. Oh, good idea. Captain Woods, are you prepared to enter the world of ogres and oubliettes?
That did the trick. Hiya, Discord.
Wizard's castle to reclaim Calico's ring of imperceptibility. You did summon me for a rousing guys' night of ogres and oubliettes, did you not?
Not
Sort of,
exactly.
but do you think you could magically hurry up this pie real quick first?
Spike, if you wanted to magically heat up a pie, why just ask for Twilight or Starlight? I'm sure there's a spell out there that deals with culinary transfiguration.
You seem to be mixing up the Lord of Chaos with a second-rate clown magician for hire.
You've got a point, but don't be so
It has to go in the
hasty.
mail today, or it'll never get to Sugar Belle in time for Hearts and Hooves Day.
You know, Mac's girlfriend.
Please, can't you see that holiday is a commercialized ruse pushed on you by the greeting card industry?
Oh, don't be so cynical, Disky. Besides, how can you say no to that face?
Fine. You owe me for this.
You're a real pal, Discord.
Keep your eye on the pie. It's magic time.
Hocus Picus!
This
Delicious.
smells palatable.
Well, pies really are Sugar Belle's thing, but I think that makes this all the more special. It shows you're interested in what she cares about.
That's right.
And he's planning a big romantic Hearts and Hooves dinner. It was my idea to bake the invitation inside.
Clever, kiddo.
Happy Hearts and Hooves Day, Sugar Belle. Meet me in my barn at sunset for a surprise.
Pretty clever, huh?
That's what I said.
Oh.
Good as new.
Aw, Sugar Belle. See?
He could have just written her name, but a pictograph's a pretty sweet gesture.
Well, you two certainly have bought into this romance nonsense, hook, line, and sinker.
You say that like it's a
From
bad
Immortal
thing.
Despot, you're pretty cynical.
I'm a realist, and love, like all things warm and fuzzy, isn't real.
Discord, I'm sorry, but that's a load of bull honky. Love can be platonic as well as romantic. You certainly have that in regards to Fluttershy. In fact, at times, especially in Discord and Harmony. The waiver's pretty close to the romantic, if you interpret it that way. It was her willingness to be your friend, to show you platonic love, that saved you from life as a villain. So you're the last person who should be dissing love.
Aw, come on. You act tough, but deep down you're a softie. I mean, you don't have tea with Fluttershy every weekend because you like tea.
But I do like
Spike
tea.
knows what's
Every
up.
tea, all the teas. Chamomile, Earl Grey, green, white, yellow, mate, lemon, ginger, chai, spearmint, peppermint, hibiscus, cinnamon, pumpkin spice.
Not gonna lie, they missed an opportunity to turn that into a song about all the different kinds of tea. Like Yakko's Nations of the World song. Off to the post office.
Tell you what, while Big Mac mails his incredibly romantic gesture, I'll show you the splendors of Hearts and Hooves Day in Ponyville. I bet I can prove you believe in love.
Sounds like a plan.
Call it a gentleman's wager. Loser mows my lawn for eternity.
That's not a deal I would
Is it
take.
like a riding mower?
Tweezers!
I'm sorry. I thought you were the master of chaos, not the terrible trivium. Hi, Derpy. He's so love-struck. Interesting look behind the scenes of the post office. Now, I don't know who's at fault here. Derpy for smudging the address, or Big Mac not letting the ink dry after he wrote it out.
Hear ye! This special Hearts and Hooves Day
Hello,
of
Crusaders.
Kingdom Crusaders is now in session. First order of business, helping my big brother decorate the barn for his big date with Sugar Belle tonight. And hello.
Pay attention, you two.
It seems like every pony's got some pony special but us. When's it gonna be our turn?
Aw, girls. I guess you are reaching that age when you want to find that special someone in your lives. I know how you feel. The only girlfriend I've ever had is just a good friend now, which I'm grateful for, don't get me wrong. But I know how it feels to want to find someone who loves you for you.
Huh? Huh?
Mail call.
Who's it from? Can't tell. It's all smudged, but it looks like it's addressed to Belle?
And there's only one Belle living in Ponyville.
Belle! Some ponies certainly went through a lot of trouble for me on Hearts and Hooves Day.
Aw,
You don't
sweetie.
Could it be? Hang on a minute. Mysterious package, smudged address, no idea who it's from.
Put it all together and what do you get?
You got a secret admirer!
Aw, man. I'd really hate to be the one to burst their bubble when they're so happy. Can you feel the love today?
Love is in the air, Discord. Look at all these happy couples.
How can they be happy if they aren't playing ogres and oubliettes?
There's more to
Great
life than
Dragonborn
games,
once wrote to
Disky.
his beloved, I love you with the utmost clarity. I love you, dear. My sweet, sweet rarity. Are you even listening?
I was.
Love is something something, and Discord is great. I know.
Just
Can you play
paraphrasing.
Ogo now?
Sure. After you admit you believe in love and Sugar Belle!
Quick, hide! Hello, Sugar Belle.
Girlfriend. What's she doing in town so early?
Well,
Hello,
Sugar
Mrs. K.
Belle, I'm sure Big Mac won't be expecting it.
She's planning her own romantic surprise for Big Mac? What if she goes to Sweet Apple Acres before Big Mac's ready with his surprise? We've got
That
to
could
warn
be
her.
trouble.
Whoa!
Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mac.
Big Mac.
Pull yourself together, kiddo.
Big Mac. We just saw Sugar Belle. She's at Sugar Cube Corner, but I think she's on her way over here now. You gotta keep her away from here until the barn's finished.
Can't have the surprise ruined, can we?
I wonder what she has planned for him.
No, we don't have to wonder.
Discord, master of eavesdropping.
Will you warn me next time you do that?
He could, but he didn't feel like it. And here comes Big Mac.
Just be honest. I'm sure Big Mac will.
Oh, she hasn't seen him yet. Take note, Discord. This is what love is all about.
There's gonna be a quiz later.
Spike, love is about spying in the bushes.
Make fun
Oh,
of me all
hardy
you want.
har.
Look at Big Mac's face and tell me you don't believe in love.
Oh, you'll believe.
I hope he'll be okay without me.
That was abrupt.
Oh, hey, we're just not spying.
Hush!
Shh. Nothing to see here.
He has been on his own before, so he'll be fine, right? How should I tell Big Mac tonight? You won't need to come visit me in my village anymore? We need to talk.
Just be honest with them.
You're right. Okay, we're finished.
Without proper context, that's one hell of a heartbreaker.
Did surprise him.
Poor Big Mac.
Okay, things seem bad. Maybe they're really not. Maybe we're finished was about the day. Ponies say that, right? Like, hey, remember yesterday? That's finished, because it's today.
That's pretty weak, Spike.
Oh, I know. Maybe Sugarbell has a wacky cousin who's never been on his own, and she has to leave him in charge of her shop while she apprentices with Mrs. Cake, who does that like 2 days a week. No, 3. That's why she won't need you to come to her village anymore, because she'll already be here.
Now, I want you guys to remember this for later. I won't say why, but just tuck it away for later. You'll see.
Nah, I don't even buy that one.
Hey, anything's possible, kiddo.
She takes pie making seriously. Why did I even try? I bet she thought I was making fun of her.
I think you've had enough cider, big fella.
Oh, I hate seeing you like this, Big Mac. And over a girl, no less. I'm calling an emergency guys' night right now to cheer you up.
Well, that's compassionate of you, Disky.
Besides,
Ew.
we can't have you ruining any more of my 1,000-year-old monogrammed handkerchiefs. These are silk, you know.
Rarity would appreciate them. Huh. The return of the Zoot Suit.
Class is now in session. Lesson 1. Nothing can break your heart if you only love yourself. You've got to show every pony that you're too cool to be bothered with so-called love. Observe.
We're watching.
This is how cool guys lean against things. When you see a guy leaning against a thing looking this cool, you think, wow, that guy doesn't have a care in Equestria. Not a guy who leans on things that cool.
Well, yes, it could mean they don't have a care in the world, but it could also mean they just look bored. Though, as Calvin once said, the world bores you when you're cool.
I don't think leaning's gonna help. Am I doing it right? Whoa! Oof.
Ouch. Nope.
We're not like you, Discord. We can't put on a front and pretend not to love. It's impossible.
They care
Lesson
too
2.
much.
Plenty of ponies in the pasture, right, Big Mac? I know just the gal to make you forget all about Sugarbell.
You said her name.
Nice going, Mr. Sensitive.
Okay, we finished decorating the barn for Big Mac, which means we got the rest of the day to ourselves. There's a whole town of possible admirers out there, and only 3 of us. But together, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Ready?
The day is young, and so are you.
Excuse me, Pipsqueak.
Hi, Pipsqueak.
I'm answering a few questions. No? Late for something? Are you Sweetie Belle's secret admirer? Excuse me.
Hi, Button Mash.
Survey about sending pie in the mail anonymously. Would you say you're pro that or anti that? Happy hearts and hooves.
Hi, Snips.
Did you
Snails.
happen to send any packages to me recently? It's okay to say no. I won't be offended. Please say no, please say no, please say no.
Wow. Rude.
Sir McBiggins, meet Skellenor. She's
Hello,
a late
Skellenor.
young warrior in Squizzard's mage army, but only to pay off skeleton student loan debts. Get to know each other, why don't you?
Discord, matchmaker of
Going all out to
chaos.
cheer up Big Mac. I'm impressed.
Yes, I'm amazing. Anyway, since we're in the neighborhood, care for a quick game of ogres and oubliettes? Like I've been wanting to play all week?
He had an ulterior motive,
I'm
kiddo.
helping our friend first and foremost. See for yourself.
Though I do think he does care. He's showing her a photo of his
picture of
sweetheart.
Sugar
What?
And now he's crying.
No, he's not. Let me see that.
Don't touch it. I'm looking.
Give me that.
Cut it out, Discord. Quit it.
Boys, behave yourselves.
Her nose would wrinkle when she laughed. Right there, in that hole where your nose used to be. I never told her how much I loved wrinkle-nosed cutie face. And now I never will.
Oh, Mac. This must be so awkward for you, Skellenor.
Okay, I think we've had enough of the aloof master of chaos remedies for a broken heart.
I agree.
You know what I do when I have a problem too big to solve? I hide from it. When she can't find you, she'll realize how much she misses you. Plus, if she can't find you, she can't break up with you.
There is some logic in that, but it still doesn't sound right. Just in time.
We asked every stallion in Ponyville. Ugh, there's gotta be some pony we're missing.
Or something
Some
you're
pony
missing.
obvious. Some pony right in front of our noses.
Oh well, at least the barn's looking great for Big Mac's date.
Too bad there won't be a date.
Hey,
Sugar
we
Bill
don't
is
need
so
you
lucky
playing
to have a
shoulder
non-secret
devil.
admirer like Big Mac.
Well, she certainly doesn't seem to have appreciated it.
I bet she's gonna take one look at this barn and say, what did I ever do to deserve this?
Yes, what did she do to deserve this?
She broke my heart.
Well, not yet, technically. In fact, she can't break your heart if you break hers first.
Oh, Discord.
Thanks for the tour of Ponyville, Mrs. Cake.
Oh, my pleasure.
I'm up to surprise Big Mac with the news. Imagine the look on his face when I tell him we need to talk.
Well, that tone won't help matters,
I told you,
sweetheart.
don't say it that way, or he'll think you're breaking up with him.
Break
See?
up with
Mrs.
him?
Cake knows.
Never. Why, without my favorite delivery pony, I couldn't imagine being happy ever again. He knows that.
He should know that. If he didn't only hear half the conversation. That's a big problem with these sort of mix-ups. You take what you hear at face value without bothering to get the whole story.
Good. Save your mix-up for cake batter. That's what I always say.
Now that's a
Listen
good
to that,
saying.
Pony. I promise you, no mix-ups.
Sure about that?
Big Mac!
Sugar Belle, we need to talk.
Oh dear.
I know why you're here,
You do?
but I have something to tell you first.
Oh, can I go first? I'm gonna be...
Stop.
Oh, why don't we tell each other on 3? 1?
It's over.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over?
What's over?
You and me. It's over.
What?
We're
Oh,
breaking up.
Sugar Belle.
I don't understand. Why are you breaking up with me? And why are you leaning like that?
Ask Discord.
Don't know.
Big Mac, please talk to me.
This is why I don't like talking. Words can hurt. Words hurt. Goodbye, Sugar Belle.
Oh man. It still hurts no matter how many times I see it. Hi, Lyra. Hi, Bonbon. Now, whether you ship these two, like I do, or believe they're just good friends, this is still an adorable bit, with them hugging and nuzzling each other. After all, Valentine's Day isn't solely about romantic love, so why shouldn't that be true for Hearts and Hooves Day, too? Hi, Mudbriar. Supervising a date between Twiggy and Boulder, huh? They really are adorable, aren't they? And I mean that for both pairs. Hello, Cranky, Matilda. Poor Big Mac. Well, look who we've got on this chart. Button Mash, Rumble, Pipsqueak, Chip Cutter, Snips, and Snails. Strange how they never ask Featherweight or Tender Taps, though.
Big Mac! Oh, thank goodness! You gotta help us with this.
He's got his own problems, Apple Bloom.
Dude, how long have you been not hiding?
For a while, kiddo.
I should probably have said something.
Y'all should go.
Did she, are you...
Big Mac, what's going on? Where's Sugar Bell?
Can't you see he's in
Just
enough
go.
pain?
But we worked so hard on this chart. I think we've almost cracked it. If you could just...
Not right now.
But I can't stand having a secret admirer who's too scared to tell me who he is.
Maybe he doesn't like talking.
But that
Now,
doesn't make
now,
any
settle
sense.
down.
Maybe he used to talk too much and it only ever got him into trouble.
Ouch. Sorry, Sweetie Belle.
What if you're right, Discord? What if love isn't real at all?
Aw, Spike, don't say that.
I'm sorry, Sweetie Belle. I'm just mad and I'm taking it out on you.
That's okay.
It's all right,
I bet
Mac.
it felt good to get it out, though.
Actually, it did. Telling you how I felt just then. I gotta go.
Big
Before
Mac,
it's too
where you
late.
I gotta talk to Sugar Bell.
Discord, you gotta use your magic and...
He's already gone, little
Guess you
buddy.
have better things to do. Big Mac's gonna need a miracle.
Oh, there's a miracle coming, don't worry. Poor Sugar Belle.
All the rotten luck.
Looks that way, doesn't it? Need a hoof, my dear?
Caught you just in time. We both know I don't like to say much, but I'm gonna say something now.
Go ahead, buddy.
Even though I'm hurting, I wouldn't trade this feeling for anything, because it'd mean giving up the good times we had too. I only broke up
Aww.
with you because you were gonna break up with me. I respect your decision, but you should know, you'll always be in my heart.
I didn't want to break up with you.
And now to clear up one
You said you don't need me to
misunderstanding.
visit anymore. You said I'm gonna be on my own. I heard you said we're finished when I was hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, that'll really
That sounds
impress
worse than
her.
it is.
Oh, Big Mac, I was talking about my cousin. I have this wacky cousin who's never been on his own, but I have to let him run my shop on weekends. Which is why you won't be delivering to my village anymore. Because I'll already be here apprenticing with Mrs. Cake, who does that 2 days a week. No, 3.
And the award for most improbable theory comes true goes to... Spike the Dragon with Sugar Belle has a wacky cousin. Who would have thunk, huh?
Wait till I tell Spike.
I'd never break up with you.
Aww.
I suppose there's a lesson here somewhere about communication. Talking instead of assuming, or eavesdropping is wrong, wouldn't you say?
You bet, honey. Aww.
Nose cutie face. You must have been
Aw,
awful
that
confused
kiss.
not breaking up with you after you got my pie.
What pie?
You didn't get the pie I sent?
Mm-mm.
Or the invitation?
Uh-uh.
Well, in
Mix
that
up at the
case,
post office, Mac.
Allow me to escort you to a Hearts and Hoofs Day surprise.
Tally ho, lovebirds. Poor Sweetie Belle.
Mind if we join you?
Maybe heal your heart by filling your belly? Well, looky there.
Happy Hearts and Hooves Day, Sugar Belle. Meet me. Sugar Belle?
And there goes the other misunderstanding.
It was all a mix-up?
Pretty funny, huh?
That's funny. I've been sitting here feeling sorry for myself for not having a special pony on Hearts and Hooves Day, but remembering all the fun we had, I think I have 2 special ponies. My two best friends.
Aww. And now to
So
close the
ends
last
another
arc of this
Hearts and Hooves
episode.
Day. Despite a bumpy start, and middle, and ending, a lot of bumps today, love was in the air.
So,
Yes, it was,
confusion,
kiddo.
apparently, and a fair number of assumptions.
But you have to admit, after seeing everything Big Mac went through, love is 100% real.
Yes, it is.
Seriously? Discord, come on! I can't believe you!
Who do you think broke Sugar Bell's wagon wheel?
You sly Draconiquus.
Huzzah! Happy Hearts and Hooves Day!
Happy Hearts and Hooves
Oh,
Day.
Softy. I knew you had a heart.
Of course
Speaking
he
of how great I
does.
am, Are you busy for the rest of the night? Calico's ring of imperceptibility isn't going to reclaim itself, you know.
For the Shire!
That's, I thought you'd never ask. Oh, and just wondering, no biggie, but is Skillenor gonna be there?
Spike.
She's an imaginary one-dimensional paper cutout skeleton.
Well, no pony's perfect.
Good grief. Oh boy! Now this was a fun little episode, full of emotional ups and downs. Plenty of downs, but also plenty of ups, especially right at the end. Have to give major props to the amazing Nick Confalone for writing, as well as Peter New, Kathy Weslock, John Delancey, Rebecca Choiquette, Michelle Krieber, Claire Corlett, Madeline Peters, and Tabitha St. Germain for their performances. It's Hearts and Hooves Day once again, and love is in the air. Big Mac was celebrating by planning a big surprise for his girlfriend, Sugar Belle. And it all started with a pie he baked himself, with an invitation inside. Unfortunately, thanks to a mix-up at the post office, the package never got to Sugar Belle. Instead, it reached Sweetie Belle, leading her, Apple Bloom, and Skooloo to believe she's got a secret admirer. And this was right after they were saying they still didn't have boyfriends. Poor kids. Not only that, but Sugar Belle happened to be in town, and Big Mac overheard a conversation between her and Mrs. Cake. A conversation that led him to believe that she planned to break up with him, breaking the big lug's heart. Luckily, his Guys Night pals Spike and Discord were there to help him. Or hinder him. Discord was put off by what he considered the over-commercialized aspect of Hearts and Hooves Day, and claimed to not believe in love. And Spike was determined to make him admit that he did believe in it. Reminds me of how Starlight used to feel about hearts warming. Still, Discord ought to know that love, even on Hearts and Hooves Day, isn't all sappy, lovey-dovey, and greeting card worthy. It's also not just a setup to a head-bobbing musical meme. As a wise convict once said, to a pair of well-meaning but misguided playwrights on Christmas Eve, "Oh sure, a bloke will be nice to you, when he wants something from you. I bet you're real nice to your actors when you need 'em, but that ain't love. Giving up something for someone when they don't deserve it, when there's nothing in it for you. That's love. Going to someone who needs help when you won't get nothing back. That's love." It's not simply about the romantic, it's also about the platonic. And Discord ought to appreciate that better than anybody for his relationship with Fluttershy. Like Spike said, it's not just the tea that keeps him coming back to her tea parties. In any case, Discord had his own ways of trying to cheer up Big Mac, from lessons in aloofness to trying to hook him up with a character in their Ogres and Oubliettes game, none of which worked. And quite frankly, he was being a little selfish in that he wanted to cheer up Big Mac just so they could play some O&O again. He even played Shoulder Devil and convinced Big Mac to break up with Sugar Belle before she could break up with him, breaking both their hearts in the process. It didn't help that he passed other happy couples, like Lyra and Bonbon, Maud and Mudbriar, Twiggy and Boulder, and Cranky and Matilda. It got to the point where he lashed out at Sweetie Belle, who was herself frustrated not being able to find her secret admirer. And he realized how hastily he'd acted, and rushed off to find Sugar Belle and talk to her. Luckily, she'd been delayed by a broken wagon wheel, and the two managed to clear up the misunderstanding between them. As it turned out, Sugar Belle was going to apprentice with Mrs. Cake a few times a week, so she was arranging for her cousin to mind her shop back in our town. Funnily enough, this theory was, almost word for word, one that Spike presented, but dismissed it as it sounded ludicrous. Big Mac also learned that Sugar Belle never got the pie he made. And so, with the pair's love for each other stronger than ever, Mac led his adorable lady love off to Sweet Apple Acres for her surprise. Meanwhile, the Crusaders discovered the invitation within the pie and realized their own mistake. Amused over what they went through, Sweetie Belle declared that she didn't mind not having an admirer when she had two best friends she loved dearly. And to close out the episode, Discord revealed that he was the one who made Sugar Belle's wagon wheel fall off so Big Mac could catch her, showing he really did have a heart after all. With that, he and Spike set off to play a rousing round of ogres and oubliettes. The lessons in this one were a bit predictable, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Don't make assumptions based solely on what you hear, especially if it makes you assume the worst. Talk with your friends and get all the facts before you fall prey to a misunderstanding. Don't be afraid to be open about your feelings with those you care about and who care about you. They want to listen and help with whatever's troubling you. Also, don't worry so much about romance when you have friends whom you cherish and who cherish you. Now that's something I need to take to heart, truth be told. Hearts and Hooves Day and Valentine's Day are times for love, not just between lovers and couples, but between friends and special somebodies whose bonds have stood the test of time. Cheesy? Maybe, but it's true. A sweet, sad, humorous episode, all in all. Until next time, see ya!